I'm well into my senior years. In fact, I'm older than Velcro. That surprised me. I thought Velcro had been around my entire life. Not quite. George de Mestral received his patent for Velcro in 1955, 5 years after I was born. It was a long and challenging journey for the inventor of Velcro. George, a mechanical engineer, took his dog for a walk one day. The year was 1941, and both his dog and his clothes became covered with burdock seeds. He looked at the seeds under a microscope and realized they had numerous tiny little hooks that latched onto the loops of his clothes and his dog's fur. George saw a possibility in the seed's interesting structure and began experimenting with different materials to mimic the burdock seed. He settled on using nylon. Mechanizing the process for mass production took even more time and effort, but in 1955, he got his patent. He called it Velcro, a combination of the French words velours, velvet, and crochet, hook. Now, Velcro is used in medical applications, spacesuits, shoes, my cell phone holder and holster, and so much more. Designing things inspired by nature is called biomimicry. For instance, Speedo studied shark skins in designing swimwear that created the least water resistance. Snake skins inspired a better shoe grip. At every turn in nature, we see God's creative handiwork revealing His wisdom, His ingenuity. God is the ultimate designer creator. This makes more sense than to believe all designs in nature came about without a designer. Way back in the 16th century, Jeremy Taylor, who lived from 1613 to 1667 and was an English cleric, he stated, "What can be more foolish than to think that all this rare fabric of heaven and earth could come by chance when all the skill of art is not able to make an oyster?" The great Christian reformer Martin Luther stated, I think rather humorously, "In a mouse we admire God's creation and craft work. The same may be said about flies." Christian author A.W. Tozer wrote, "God dwells in His creation and is everywhere indivisibly present in all His works. He is transcendent above all His works, even while He is immanent within them." Then there's this encouraging thought from popular Christian writer Philip Yancey. "A God wise enough to create me and the world I live in is wise enough to watch out for me." And finally, Dutch theologian Abraham Kuyper famously declared, "There is not a square inch in the whole domain of our human existence over which Christ, who is sovereign over all, does not cry, 'Mine.'" One of the ways we can delight ourselves in God every day is to always be aware of His amazing creation all around us, from the flowers and clouds just outside our window to the fly on the window. Since my teen years, I've walked and talked with God in nature nearly every day. Seeing God as the designer creator of all that's around us puts us on sacred ground. Well, that's the reminder from this old guy who's older than Velcro. The psalmist declared, "How many are your works, Lord? In wisdom you made them all. The earth is full of your creatures." God bless you.